Hi, I'm Scott. Today on Goldwing Docs, we're going to review a new type of air compressor from AstroAI. Coming up next. All right, we've covered an air compressor on this channel before. It was a tiny little battery-powered one that you could actually fit in your saddlebags or in your pocket, really. And it's used for emergencies. You can bring it along with you in your motorcycle, in your car, what have you. And in the case of an emergency, it will inflate your tire if need be. I know it works because I actually used it. I was driving my car actually up in Canada, and I had a low tire pressure warning come up. And when I pulled over, I found I had a hole in my tire. I had a tire plug set with me that I carry in my car. I actually carry one in my bike as well. So I was able to plug the hole in my tire, and I had that tiny little battery-powered compressor with me. I'll put a link to the video where I reviewed the compressor in the description below. I'm glad I had that compressor with me because I was able to air up my tire and get on my way. However, it was a tiny little battery-powered air compressor, and it did take almost half an hour and the entire battery to fill my tire so that I could get on my way. So yes, it did its job, but boy, did it take a while. So if you are at home in your garage and you want to use an air compressor, do you really want to spend half an hour waiting for a little portable battery-powered compressor to fill your tire? Probably not. Now in my garage, I have a large, I think it's a 20-gallon compressor you can see here, and I have that permanently affixed to an inertial reel on the ceiling so that I can just pull it down and have access to compressed air anywhere and anytime I need it, anywhere in my garage. It's a really nice luxury, and if you can afford to do that and have the space to do it and the electric power, definitely I would consider that as an option. However, what we have here is something from AstroAI. I normally don't really respond to most of the manufacturers that approach me for reviews. However, this company came to me with one item, and when they showed it to me, I said, well, that's not really too applicable to my viewers and the members of Goldwing Docs. And they said, well, what kind of things would they be interested in? And when I told them, they said, well, maybe they might be interested in this. And I thought, oh, geez, another air compressor, because I get so anytime I do a review on any kind of product on this channel, all of a sudden, all the Chinese manufacturers that make items just like it start sending me proposals that they want me to review their product. I'm like, I've already done that product. So yes, I've already done an air compressor, but then I looked at this one and I thought, oh, actually, this one's different. This one's actually really useful and it's really versatile. I have not yet opened it, so I may change my opinion by the time they get to the end of this video, but we'll have a look at the AstroAI electric pump portable multifunctional air compressor. It's more than just a compressor, as you're about to see. All right, so let's open the box. See what's inside. Okay, manual with a bunch of adapters, a spare fuse, actually let's open this up and have a look and see. Okay, so we get a manual, nice, well, not bother with that for now. Get a spare fuse, very nice. Valve cap covers, nice touch. Normally you don't see this, but I guess if you lose a valve cap, then you got some spare ones, and we got adapters in here so that you can fill soccer balls and various air inflated things. Over here we have a bunch of different tips, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Let's pull the actual pump out itself. And there it is. It's definitely not a tiny little thing that you want to stick in your motorcycle. This is something you want to have at home or maybe in a camper or something of that. And I say camper because that's one of the features it has. We pull out a couple other things here, and that's everything that's in this box. And then inside here we have a power adapter. It looks like just a simple switching power adapter, and I will plug that. Let's see if I can unwrap this thing here, and then I will plug it in my power strip right off camera here. Okay, so that's powered up, and then over here we have a battery. So yes, it does have a battery. and the battery has a USB outlet. The battery, unfortunately, is not very charged, but we can charge it just by plugging it in there, I guess, it looks like. I don't see anything flashing, but I assume that it's flashing, that it's charging. Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll assume that this is now charging. What else do we have on here? We've got plastic that we want to peel off and get rid of. And then we have this hose on this side and a couple things you can wind it around on. So it's a nice, instead of having this thing with hoses dangling off, it actually has a way you can wind it and it holds the hoses in place. You can just snap them in, which is kind of nice, although this one's not holding its hose very well, but there we go. Okay. And we have a flashlight on one side with what looks like, I'm not sure what that is for. Very interesting. Place for the battery to fit on the back. And then a whole bunch of buttons on the front. This symbols, minus, plus. I'm not sure what that is. That's probably the light. All right, so let me explain what this does. And then I'm going to have a look at the manual so that I can go over this and talk about it intelligently. So this is actually two compressors in one. It literally has two separate electric motors in it. One of them is the pressure compressor, where it is actually used with this chuck on here to fill up tires and that sort of thing, balls or things that can need high pressure. I'm sure it says it'll go to, let's see, 160 psi is what it says is a maximum. We'll believe that when we see it, but typically, I mean, anything up to 100 psi, I guess maybe some bike tires, it might need higher than that, but all these things that say 160 psi, I really doubt it might get there in maybe an hour, but I don't know. And then on the other side, we have a separate type of compressor, and this has hoses that plugs in either here or in the back. And actually, I guess it's the other side that plugs in. It has you can latch it either way. And does it go in there? I'm not sure. Maybe it does, or maybe it doesn't. We'll find out. So this is for blowing up like air mattresses, where it's low pressure but high volume. So this side is the high volume, low pressure side. This side is the low volume, high pressure side, and it's all in one. And a lot of the times people will try to use this type of compressor, this low volume, high pressure, to blow up air mattresses and things, and it just doesn't work well because it only moves a small amount of air, and the idea is that it's compressing it to a very high pressure. Whereas this moves a ton of air, and you only need maybe 1 or 2 psi in order to blow up your air mattress, and that's what this side's going to supply. Because they give you both, it really makes it a more versatile device. What they say it will work off, you can run it off battery, you can run it off 110 AC, supposedly, that I don't see where, oh, okay, we'll get to that in a second. I discovered something else. It runs off 110 AC, it will run off this battery, and it will also run off 12 volts, so you can plug it directly into your car. So it's very versatile in where it will run. If you're at home, obviously plug it in 110 volt AC, it'll run off that all day long. If you're out camping, plug it into your car. If you're tenting, run it off the battery. So it's multi-purpose and flexible power sources. And what I saw on the bottom here as I turned it over was, here we have the 12 volt plug that plugs into your car cigarette lighter adapter. And on this side, we have, if I can get it out, the 110 AC cord. And that's a nice long cord too, very nice. Okay, so why do we have this adapter? I guess that's for charging this battery. Maybe it doesn't charge the battery if it's on it. I don't know, we will find out. I will read the manual. I'm gonna pause this video and come back and explain how all these things work, how the buttons function, all that good stuff coming up next. And we're back. Okay, so I have read through the manual and I've plugged this thing in to the 110 volt. The battery that it comes with is not fully charged. So we'll give that a try in a little bit. I actually probably didn't need to read the manual. Once I read through it, it was really quite simple. So let's have a little closer look at the buttons on the front. This is the power button, and if you push it, it turns on. It goes through its startup sequence. Every time we press this button, it changes the pressure that it's going to measure, and right now we're in the low volume, high pressure side of the functionality, which you can tell because it has this little symbol up here. We select which one we want to use, and we're going to use PSI because we're in America and that's what we use here because we use inches. Now we have two numbers on here. The lower number is what it actually detects. So if you plug this into your tire, it's going to show you what your current pressure is of your tire. So then you select the pressure that you want the tire to go to, hit the start button, and it will run the compressor until it hits that value and then automatically shut off. And yes, it is quite loud. It does sound like a typical 12-volt compressor, so it's not going to be as fast as, you know, my big 20-gallon compressor is, but it definitely will run faster than the little lithium-powered battery compressor that I used to fill my tire the other day. You also have a light button you can turn on, and you can see it turns on a nice little light. And this is just a really cool idea. I don't know why anybody hasn't thought of this before. As you know, when you fill up your tire, you take off the valve cap, and then you put it down, and then it rolls away underneath the car, and you never see it again, and you end up with no valve cap. So this has these little tiny things here. You can just stick the valve caps on. Oops, I just dropped it. So when you're filling your tires, you take it off the tire, you stick it on there. That way it doesn't roll away and get lost. Isn't that a really just a thoughtful design feature? Now, how do you get it off? Oh, God, it's on there tight. I pushed it on too tight. Now I can't get it off. Fabulous. Okay, well, it was a somewhat well thought out design, and it is, there we go. Okay, so I got it off. So don't push it on there as hard as I did. And then this slides open. You can put all of the accessories in this little storage area there. All right. So then we're going to press this button that switches between the low volume high pressure and the high volume low pressure. And it does not have a pressure setting. It's simply on or off. And it has two outlets, or rather an inlet and an outlet. So the inlet is on this side here and the outlet is on the back. So what you do is you take the little hose it comes with that wraps around here, and you just stick it on the little nub there, twist it counterclockwise, and now when you turn it on, oops, use the right button. A nice cooling breeze will blow up your air mattress. And then when you're ready to take down the air mattress, you stick it in the inlet, and then when you turn it on, you get a vacuum. It is very loud. And then of course, you have different sized adapters you can stick onto the end adapter here to adjust the, I guess, does that fit on here? Yeah, there we go. So you can adjust the different outlets to fit whatever size thing you're trying to fill, which is kind of a neat feature. And you don't have to undo these, you can just carry them around. Although I don't know where, maybe there's a place where these stick on there, I haven't found out yet. Now in the manual, it does caution you not to have two different power sources connected at the same time. So unfortunately, the battery does not charge when you plug it into this thing. The only way to charge the battery is by using that battery charger that it came with, and there's no real place to stash that battery charger. The battery charger does have a USB outlet, which is kind of cool. So you can plug in your phone and charge your phone off this USB or off this lithium battery. This one has been charging for a few minutes. It's at now 3 of 4 bars. Let's try unplugging the charger, and I will unplug the 110 from this, and the charger I feel is warm. Actually, the charger lit up green, which I think it says when the charger lights up. Okay, now if I plug it in, it turns red, and there's a light on the charger that when it turns green, it says this is fully charged. So this is not fully charged, but I'm going to plug it in there anyway, and we'll turn it on, and yep, it runs. So if you hold and press the power button, it turns off again. And how do we get this out or off? There must be a release. There it is. Okay, so standard lithium battery pack. That's how it releases. You just push the little tab and it releases it. All right, I kind of wish that this thing would charge the battery so you didn't need this extra charger cable that you probably are going to lose. That said, nice for an emergency. You probably are not even going to use this a whole lot because anytime you're going to use this, you probably have 110 volts or 12 volts to use to power the thing, which are going to power it better than or longer than a lithium battery. So let's give this a test. I'll start out by inflating an air mattress with the high volume side, and then we'll go maybe deflate a tire, and we'll put up, I don't know, pump up a bike tire or something and see how it works. All right, let's do that next. All right, so I got this air mattress, and we'll undo the fill port here and find one of these adapters that fits in it. Looks like that one will fit. And let's see, does this actually fit in here without it? Let's check and see if this one fits. Not really. What about without it? Try all these different fittings. Nope. So I think if we put this, into this, I think that will fit. So let's do that. Actually try this other one as well. Nope, this is definitely the winner. Okay, so we'll plug that in there, and then this gets put on the back. So let's get that on there. I wish these were a little softer. It doesn't really fit in there well. I'm gonna have to hold it, but it will work. So I'm gonna turn this on and select blower mode and hit start. And I'll do this in, I'll time this, but I won't make you sit through it. So here we go. It is now 1:37 and go. Okay, wow. I was not expecting that. Usually, I do have a Coleman blower thing that runs off D batteries to fill these air mattresses, and it usually takes, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 minutes to do it. This thing just inflated this entire air mattress in under 60 seconds. Wow. It's really quite powerful. Okay, so let's do the same, except let's deflate it now. Now I know obviously you can just undo the fitting and try to squish the air out of the mattress, but if you've never done this before, if you have a device like this that will actually suck the air and vacuum the air out of it, it makes the air mattress much more compact and you can fold it a lot easier and put it away. So I'm going to do that now. So I will turn that on and then start the deflation. All right, just like the inflation, that took just about a minute to do, and as you can see, the air mattress is completely empty of any kind of air, and it's because of that. It makes it a lot easier to fold because it's completely flat. You can see it sucked all the air out of it. Okay. That said, I don't know if you saw when I was doing that, I was trying to cover my ears. I actually wish I had hearing protection because this was really loud. When I was had the outlet port open, and I guess there's a turbine in there that is blowing the air, and that is really loud. I mean, it's not quiet, but when you have the outlet port not connected to something that it's blowing air into, my gosh, is that thing loud. Okay, so don't do it in the middle of the night in the campground. You'll piss off your neighbors. That is the inflator side of things. Let's now take this up into the garage and we'll plug the battery into it and we'll have it inflate a bike tire and we'll see how it does there. Okay, we're back in my very hot garage. I'm going to use my wife's e-bike as a victim. You can tell it's my wife's bike because of the flowery duct tape she's decorated it with. So let's take the valve cap off. And I would stick it on here, except I just stuck the other two valve caps on there. I have put the lithium battery on there, so I'm going to put the valve cap over here where I will no doubt lose it. And we will take the valve core out of here and deflate this tire. Okay, so that is deflated. This tire takes 45 pounds, so we will fill it up to 45 pounds And then we will check the accuracy against my Jayco gauge, which I know to be very accurate. So we'll push this on. It's tough to do with the tube inside that's completely deflated, but let's see what we can do here without breaking the bead. Okay, so the chuck is on there. We'll turn this on. It's set to PSI. No, it's not. PSI. And it's showing 0 right now, so we'll put it up to 45 where we want it. And we'll start and see how long it takes. Okay, that was a lot faster than I thought it would be. That took 45 seconds. Wow. Okay, so let's measure and see what actual pressure it put in this tire. And the answer is 45.5, very close. So you often question the accuracy of the pressure gauges in this, but this one's actually quite good. And that was with a fully charged lithium battery. I have no doubt that it would pump up a car tire in a minute or two at the very most. Very powerful. I'm quite surprised, actually. Okay, in summary, what do I like about it? It's really fast, really powerful, far more powerful than you would expect from the typical small 12-volt compressors. Even running off the lithium battery that it comes with, it's far quicker than I expected. Both in terms of the blower, the high volume, low pressure, and the low volume, high pressure compressor, both of them actually run quite a bit faster than I really expected. The accuracy is really good. The display is clear. The buttons are simple. It's easy to operate. I like that it stores the hoses kind of on the thing. There isn't really a place to store these adapters. I just have them stuck on the end there. Hopefully they won't fall off. I like how it integrates both the 12 volt and the 110 volt wires in the bottom like that. Okay, things I do wish. I wish there was a better place to store these dongle things here. I wish it charged this battery just by plugging it in rather than having the separate charger. That said, the charger does charge it up pretty quickly. I wish this actually gripped this hose a little bit better. It does tend to kind of pop out at times. And I wish it had covers over the bottom, because I repeatedly have these wires just kind of fall out, and then the thing doesn't sit right because it's kind of, you can see this hose just popped off as well. So the hose holders are a good idea, but they don't work as well as I would hope. I wish there was just like some kind of snap cover or something that would cover up the cords so they weren't always falling out, because I mean, having them on the bottom and nothing holding them, they're just constantly, every time I pick up the thing, and I have to tuck them back in so that it'll sit properly. Other than that, I really like this thing. I definitely have use for it. It's nice, handy little thing, so you don't have to drag out separate compressor and blower. It's handy to use just in the garage if I don't want to pump up my 30 or 20 gallon compressor just to fill a tire. I can just grab this and go. It's portable, it's small, it has multiple power sources. So overall, the AstroAI multifunction compressor, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I got to admit, halfway on the fence about it. I thought it was a neat idea. It definitely impressed me. It's definitely more powerful than I expected. I like the multiple power options, and it works really well. I will put a link to this in the description below. It is an Amazon affiliate link. If you do intend to buy this or anything else on Amazon, really, I would ask that you click on our affiliate link in the description to do so. It will give us a few cents anytime someone buys something using our link, and it really helps support the channel and the Goldwing Docs website. If you do like what you saw here today, I would ask, please, could you click the like and the subscribe button and click that little bell? It really helps us out when you do that. Plus, you get notified every time we post one of these fantastic videos. And don't forget to check out the Goldwing Docs website. 94,000 members, Goldwing owners just like you, friendly people just waiting to say hi and help with any problems you might have. Thanks for watching. Recording you talking about your I'm going to put that in the bloopers.
Oh my god, if you do, I will kill you. I will. You will die. Don't even say anything about it.
Go.
Okay.
Just go.
Bye.
Bye.